conciseness. How are you taking care of this? Madhav, you were speaking
Yeah,
something.
welcome. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm using them in our daily editing part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but and again, I'm rewriting my WhatsApp guide which I have written before. In that I'm using. Which I didn't start the WhatsApp guide, but I will restart today or tomorrow. In that I'll again use.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. So last time we did clear and concise writing, and now we start. I believe उसे tech की थोड़ा late हो रहा जो भी है. We will start our session now. She can watch the recordings maybe later if she's not there. Next, all right, clear and concise. Just a second. Writing. All right. So, the clear writing, the user understands the message quickly and correctly. Like you just said, that it's there should be no jargon, there should not be any fluffy language, or there should not be any repetitive thing. The sentences should be short. So, there are many ways to achieve that. uh, yeah. So as I was telling, my if my English is good, my documentation will be good. It's not the case. In fact, I created that LinkedIn post. It did so well. I had not expected at all. I had created that in 5-10 minutes, and that thing is talking about this only. That someone who is good at English not necessarily be good at documentation as well. Okay, because documentation is all about the your understanding of product, your understanding of user, your understanding of the scenario, like the problem of the user, and conveying it in the simplest way possible. So whatever you have learned, the flashy language, the vast vocabulary, you have to unlearn that, especially while writing the documentation. It has to be in very simple basic terms where you can actually make a 6 to 8 years, they are 8 class, 8th grade स्टूडेंट बोलते हैं वैसे जनरली, बट कि आपकी जो लैंग्वेज है उस लेवल पर आनी चाहिए. योर लैंग्वेज शुड बी एट दैट लेवल दैट एन 8th grade चाइल्ड कैन अंडरस्टैंड what you're trying to convey. So it should be that simple. So हमें we do not really need to learn a very uh, good English, but we need to learn how to communicate effectively. Okay, so instead of using big terms or big vocabulary, use simpler terms and try to connect with the user as much as you can. Right. So, writing for users, not for yourself. All these things we have done last time. How to identify unclear writing, we will do this in detail today. But unclear writing usually consists of long sentences, multiple ideas in one sentence, or maybe the words that are used are vague, like we learned about sometimes, several, or something that is not exactly specifically telling what we're talking about. Unnecessary explanations, things that are not needed by the user, and showing knowledge instead of trying to help them, showing what I know instead of thinking what you need. Okay, when we go in that direction, then it creates problem. So for technical writing, the main mindset, it's mainly the mindset shift that you have to think about the user all the time. Okay, when you keep that in mind, I think all the aspects, not just clarity, everything in the documentation will fall in place. Whatever you do in the documentation, the kind of research that you're doing, the kind of format you're choosing, the kind of fonts you're choosing, the spacing, the tables, list, everything, like whatever you're doing, how are you publishing it, how are you updating it, everything will come in, um, in one line when you just think about the user perspective that my user should benefit the most. Okay, so it's basic. It's about cultivating that mindset. We did this example last time. We learned about the concise writing. So removing each and every word, even a single word that is not serving a purpose, is a waste there. We will not keep it. So leave apart any kind of extra explanation, extra paragraphs, extra sentences, extra image. Nothing should be there. Okay, so it will be concise, right? And that helps your user succeed in the shortest time possible. Okay, उसको अपना आंसर सब बहुत जल्दी से जल्दी मिल सके. That is the core goal of concise writing. And yeah, so it's not really about shortness, it's about efficiency. Like you're trying to uh, convey the same information, and without losing that essence, you have to remove excess words, remove repeated ideas, remove filler phrases, but make sure that you're not removing any important information while doing this. Okay, all right. Yeah, so all these things we have done. Today we are going to identify the clarity issues a little more in detail with example. Okay, so how to identify weak or vague verbs. These are the clarity issues on the left hand side column. एक और चीज थी, अगर आपको क्लैरिटी और कंसाइजनेस में से चूज करना है, like what will you do first, what will you achieve first, is my question. So if there is a sentence, you have to make it clear and you have to make it concise. What will you do first? What is the priority, clarity or conciseness? I need answers. Unmute and answer.
Clarity first
Clarity
and
first.
consent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The
Yes, yes, clarity.
clarity comes first because it is important that user must understand what you're trying to convey. Conciseness is more about efficiency, not understanding. Okay, so that's why. All right. So yes, a weak or vague verbs. For example, we usually use provides, support of something something, right? While mentioning the features or while mentioning provides support for this thing. Simply supports something. Okay, supports XYZ feature. All right. It can be helpful in doing something something. Can be helpful. Again, an extra verb, weak and vague verb. You have to just change and say helps. That's more confident way of saying it also. Can be helpful is a little safer. Like you're not sure whether it will be helpful or not, but no. And the other one says it helps doing this. So there is a difference in the meaning that you want to convey. Allows and lets. Allows and lets हम generally we use interchangeably. अब थोड़ा सा वेरिएशन के लिए you can use sometimes because using it let's do, let's allows you to do this. So, sometimes you can do allows, but wherever possible you can change it to lets you do something. This product lets user do something. Okay, all right. If we look at the example, the water reminder feature provides support for hydration. Can you change it? कैन यू ट्राई एंड चेंज इट, बिकॉज आज हमने थोड़ा ये एक्सरसाइज ही ज़्यादा करना है. मैंने आपको पिछली बारी भी बोला था.
The water reminder.
सॉरी, थोड़ा छोटा ज़्यादा हो गया क्या? एक मिनट.
Yeah. The water reminder feature pro just Not provides, it's a provide. Support for the hydration.
हाँ, पूरा बोलना, दोबारा बोलो.
Mm, the water reminder, it's not provides, it should be provide, I think.
It should be support. Supports something, right?
Yeah.
Provides support को support करेंगे. Okay, so it could be the water reminder feature.
Supports for hydration.
हाँ, supports hydration level. Your hydration level ऐसे कर सकते हैं या तो, because supports hydration generally हम use कैसे करते हैं, that for example जैसे हमारी ये फिटनेस ट्रैकर ऐप है, फिटनेस ट्रैकर ऐप सपोर्ट्स, ये जो वर्ड सपोर्ट है, प्रोवाइड्स सपोर्ट फॉर एंड्रॉयड डिवाइसेस, ऐसा ऐसा यूज़ करते हैं, उसके लिए ये वाला प्रोवाइड सपोर्ट. वैसे जो ये एग्जाम्पल है वो वहाँ ज़्यादा यूज़ होता है, बट इस वाले उसमें फिट नहीं हो रहा था, तो अभी ये वाला एग्जाम्पल है. जैसे यहाँ पर इट इज़ टॉकिंग इन जनरल, दिस इज़ नॉट अबाउट लाइक डिवाइस सपोर्टिंग समथिंग और like that. So here we can actually get rid of this provides this support. Okay, and either you go and say the water reminder feature supports user in maintaining hydration level. Okay, या तो आप उसको वैसे लिख सकते हो या फिर आप ऐसे लिख सकते हो. The water reminder helps users stay hydrated by sending reminders. Okay, so like I said, the water reminder supports user stay hydrated or maintain hydration levels. Either say that or say this. So any one of these things you can say. Okay. Vagueness, like many features, specific features. Many features को आप specific feature बताओगे वहाँ पर, instead of writing that this provide many features that support this, you can specifically say these are the features that support, that offer, or that help you do something. Okay, various options, easily. If you are saying something is done easily, you're adding extra adverbs. For example, you can easily add water reminder intervals, or you can easily set water reminder. There's no need to say easily, you can simply say you can set water reminder intervals. Okay, so instead of saying easily and quickly and these kind of adverbs, they are extra adverbs and they are vague. Like how easy, how difficult something is a very subjective thing, and can be different for different users. So these are the terms which represent vagueness in your content. The app has many features to manage water intake. How do we improve this? How do we improve this? No? So यहाँ पे आप specifically mention कर रहे हो. You're specifying the feature. How does it try to manage water intake? How does the app manage water intake? By sending reminders, tracks intake, and shows daily progress. So many features के बजाय you specify how. What are the things that are supporting that particular thing? Okay. Am I clear? Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am.
Next is implied comparisons. Something is better than before. Okay, it's more reliable than before. It usually does it like this. So all these are also trying to compare one situation with the other. Normally it is this case, but this can also happen. So these are the things that are adding vagueness. So instead of saying usually, you state the condition. When does it happen this way and when the other way? When you say usually, there must be some scenario where something is happening in a particular way, and there should be another scenario where it is happening the other way around. Okay, so you state the condition specifically that water reminder stops sending you reminder in the sleep time, or if you have set a break interval or something like that, right? So it doesn't send reminders during the rest intervals, the break intervals, right? So you are saying it usually sends the reminders, or it usually doesn't send the reminder when you're sleeping. So it's very, very vague. So you will specifically say that it doesn't send the reminder if you have set the break intervals or sleep intervals, right? Sleep time, something like that. So you're specifying the condition explicitly. Yes. Reminders are delivered more reliably than before. Reminders are delivered more reliably than before. Can you see the improved version? Reminders are delivered without delay. Do you see how it makes a difference? Reminders are delivered more reliably than before, and reminders are delivered without delay. Yes, unclear outcomes helps users, makes it easy again. Instead of saying that, you simply say it shows something, it sends something, it displays something, whatever is applicable in that scenario. The dashboard helps users understand hydration data. The dashboard shows daily intake, missed reminders, and progress trends. So how does it help user understand hydration? Instead of saying that, you're putting the right terminology, putting the right things that are helping user understand that hydration. Okay, multiple ideas in one sentence. There's no other option, just split the sentence and make it better. Users can configure reminders from settings where they can select intervals and notifications depending on device settings. कैसे break करेंगे? Will you try? Open settings to configure reminders, select an interval and a notification type. It becomes easier. Users can configure reminders from settings where they can select intervals and notifications depending on device settings. इतना बड़ा लिखने की बजाय you can simply say open settings to configure reminders, select an interval and a notification type. Right? Split हो गया, काफ़ी simple हो गया. It's way more simpler for the user to understand in this scenario. Okay. Abstract wording, functionality to feature, capability to action. So instead of saying this feature provides enhanced functionality for hydration tracking, you can say this feature tracks how much water user is drinking each day. Okay, this feature tracks how much water you drank each day or drink each day. All right, so instead of saying enhanced functionality for hydration tracking and using abstract terms, um, instead of doing that, you use direct terms. So what have we learned here? Mainly, weak and vague verbs provide support, change it to support, can be helpful, change to help, allows and lets, prefer lets. Vagueness, many features to instead mention the name of the specific features, various options to named options, like mention these are the different options that are available. So you name those options in your sentence. Implied comparison, no then before or later or before former or something like that. ऐसा कुछ भी use नहीं करना है. Unclear outcomes, helps users, instead it shows, it sends, it displays how does it help user, should be the thing. Multiple ideas in, because normally what will you will say helps user in maintaining something. Okay, helps user see data or helps user by displaying the metrics. कुछ ऐसा ही आप इसके बाद you will add another verb to explain this. Okay, तो वो दो verbs की बजाय you can simply say displays data or displays the tracking details. Okay, and break the sentences. Do not use the abstract word. A few more wordy phrases. The reason why something is something something. Sometimes people tend to write the reason why this happened is because. The reason the phone the reason of phone shutting down is because something like this happened, right? Okay, so instead of writing that, you can simply say the reason why you should enable reminders is because it helps hydration. Instead, what you will write, this one is easy. I want you to respond to this. The reason why you should enable reminder is because it helps hydration. Yeah, it helps maintain hydration levels. Attempt karo, please. This is very simple. The reason why you should enable reminder is because it helps in maintaining hydration. How will you write it? In a more clear manner, in a clearer manner. Enabling reminders helps you be.
The
Yeah, tell me.
uh,
Yes,
the
Amar.
re, the re, the reason to enable reminders is to help in hydration.
Okay. So आपने कुछ words कम किए. The reason why you should enable reminder को आपने किया. The reason to enable reminder is that it helps hydration. यही बोला आपने,
Is
right?
to, not
is
that.
to is to
That re,
is to help in hydration. पर हमें ये भी
yeah.
क्यों लिखना है? The reason को भी हटा सकते हैं ना हम. Why do you want to write reason? You can simply say enable reminders because it helps hydration,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it
और यू भी ऐड कर सकते हैं अगर हमने यू से स्टार्ट किया है तो.
हाँ, you से अगर start करो तो भी आप लिख सकते हो. You can enable. reminders to stay, because it helps hydrate in hydration, right?
Yes, yes.
और अगर वो स्टेप है तो यू कैन सिंपली से इनेबल रिमाइंडर्स टू स्टे हाइड्रेटेड. ओके, डिपेंड्स कि वो कहाँ पे आ रहा है, कंटेक्स्ट के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा. इफ इट इज कमिंग इन द पैराग्राफ, then you write uh, you, in the terms of you can enable reminders to stay hydrated, to maintain your hydration levels. और अगर वो स्टेप्स में आ रहा है तो आप वर्ब से स्टार्ट करोगे और बोलोगे enable reminders to help in staying hydrated or something like that, right? Unnecessary adverbs, simply, really, completely, जैसे easily भी हमने पीछे देखा था vague terms में भी. So this is also kind of extension of that only. So all these adverbs should be removed. मतलब जब तक बहुत ही ज़्यादा ज़रूरी ना हो, because these are very vague adverbs. These are not required. Sometimes we say you can simply do this, you can do that, or you can easily do this or do that, or this completely removes, deletes the data. This completely, it deletes all the data, right? So completely deletes the data? No, it deletes all the data. Okay, so those are the better ways of writing things. Nominalization, verbs as nouns, provides tracking, carries out conversion. So simply say converts. Provides tracking, it tracks. Okay, so that's kind of nominalization is the term used for this. Do not use verbs as nouns. Okay, instead of using verbs as nouns, because here track is also a verb, provide is also a verb, conversion and carries, wherever two verbs are coming together, that means you can actually get rid of one of them. So for example, helps, maintaining, maintains. Okay, so just see wherever you can write, wherever it is not required or helps you maintain something, right. Or helps you stay hydrated. All right, so just see whether that second verb is actually you know having a purpose or not. किसी किसी केस में होगा भी सही, ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल ही नहीं होगा, but you have to be more cautious when there are two or more verbs are coming together. And these verbs can also be helping verbs like can be helpful. So you can simply say helps doing something. Okay, so these are the areas how you identify where the writing is going off track. Okay, redundant words, future plans, basic fundamentals. Plans are always in future, plans are never, you know, plans are meant to be accomplished in future. So there is no way, no use of writing future plans or basic fundamentals. These are the fundamentals, these are the basic fundamentals. ऐसे बहुत सारे words हम use करते हैं कई बार. So उनको, ये जो इस तरीके की redundancy होती है, इसको remove करना है. That's one way. Over explaining visible UI. Click the blue button on the right, click the toggle, and click the toggle. So click the blue button on the right and click the toggle. Instead of saying that, उसको change करेंगे, like to directly saying toggle the button. Okay, or turn on the water reminder toggle. All right, so these are the some of the ways to identify. अच्छा ये सॉरी ये वाला कंसाइजनेस पे था, बट हाँ मतलब सिमिलर लाइन्स ओनली, बट या सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द वेज टू आइडेंटिफाई क्लियर एंड कंसाइज areas where you can make your writing clear and कंसाइज, उसके अलावा आपका एक्टिव वॉइस और वो सब चीज़ें तो हैं, दे आर द स्टैंडर्ड दैट यू शुड बी यूजिंग active voice because that makes your writing clear. And do not use any kind of future tense or past tense where it is not required, okay, where it is not specifically meant to be like that. इसको अवॉइड करेंगे. एनी काइंड ऑफ फ्यूचर टेंस, एनी काइंड ऑफ पास्ट टेंस, एक्टिव वॉइस यूज करेंगे, यूज द पैसिव वॉइस much as possible. So we'll keep all these things in mind while writing. Okay, all right. And now we learn about editing, and we can also do one of the because हम अभी clarity और conciseness का कर ही रहे हैं, so we can do one of our paragraphs also. If you can share what you have done, we can go through that. Your choice. एक्सरसाइज करना है अभी क्लैरिटी कंसाइजनेस पे, वी कैन डू दैट, और आई कैन